Hello, I'm Dr. Evelyn Reed. For over 25 years, I've dedicated my career to understanding and enhancing the health and well being of older adults. I've worked with countless wonderful individuals, learning firsthand about the challenges and, more importantly, the incredible potential that resides within our later years. We often hear narratives about aging that focus on decline, loss, and fading away, but I'm here today to share a different story, one that radiates vitality, grace, and a timeless kind of youthfulness that has nothing to do with expensive procedures or fleeting trends. It's the story of a woman named Ko, whom a traveler met in Osaka, Japan. She's 75 years old, but the first impression she gives is that of someone decades younger, perhaps in her early 40s. Imagine skin that's smooth and clear, a posture naturally upright, and elegant eyes that shine with a remarkable clarity and deep-seated peace. This isn't the result of Hollywood magic injections or some secret miracle cream the rest of us haven't heard about. It's the beautiful outcome of a life lived quietly, intentionally, and deeply rooted in wisdom that feels both ancient and incredibly relevant for us today. The traveler who met Ko was initially so struck by her youthful appearance that they made the slightly awkward mistake of asking if her parents were still living. Ko simply laughed a gentle sound and replied, "My parents, they passed away over 30 years ago." That moment underscored that something truly special was at play. Ko isn't a celebrity gracing magazine covers. She's never chased viral fame online. In fact, she doesn't even own a smartphone. What she possesses is far more valuable a way of living that is simple, profoundly powerful, and utterly timeless. This isn't just about a specific skincare routine or a particular diet, though those elements are certainly part of her tapestry. It runs much deeper. It's about philosophy, daily rhythm, the strength of community, inherent grace, and perhaps most importantly, it's about principles and practices that you and I can embrace right now at any age to enrich our own lives. If you've ever felt particularly as you navigate your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond that, aging somehow means diminishing or becoming invisible, I invite you to journey with me through Ko's story. It might just inspire you to rewrite your own narrative of aging into one of vibrancy and purpose. Ko's life began in Kyoto in 1950 during Japan's post-war rebuilding years. Life then was characterized by simplicity, resilience, and making do. Her father was a calligrapher, an artist of the written word, while her mother managed the home tending to a small family vegetable patch and a corner dedicated to tea, staples of traditional Japanese life. Ko grew into a thoughtful young woman and pursued a career as a school teacher, dedicating more than 3 decades to sharing her love of literature and history with teenagers. Imagine her standing before classrooms year after year, guiding young minds with a blend of patience, discipline, and perhaps a touch of poetry learned from her own upbringing. But her life wasn't solely defined by her profession. Ko was married to Hiroshi, a civil engineer described as quiet, kind, and steady, a grounding presence they shared 33 years together. Raising 2 children in a modest home filled not with excessive material possessions, but with books, laughter, and the quiet rhythm of early morning routines. Tragically, Hiroshi passed away from cancer when Ko was only 58. While she doesn't dwell on her grief publicly, its weight is palpable in the gentle dignity of her movements and the way she continues to honor his memory through daily ritual and grace. She navigated raising their children predominantly on her own after his passing. Her daughter now resides in Tokyo, her son in Nagoya, and they visit often, maintaining those precious family bonds. Today, Ko lives alone in a traditional home on the outskirts of Osaka. She maintains her independence with quiet strength, cooking all her own meals from scratch, walking every single morning without fail, and still taking the time to write real letters. thoughtful correspondence penned by hand. What's truly captivating about Ko isn't just her physical appearance, remarkable as it is, it's her energy. It's a clarity in her thinking, a lightness in her step, a quiet dignity that permeates her speech and actions. Meeting her, one can't help but wonder, how can someone who has navigated so much, lost the natural process of aging, the dramatic changes in the world over 75 years, still radiate such profound youthfulness? Her answer was beautifully simple and holds the key. I take care of small things. She explained, every day I honor life by not rushing through it. And that right there is where our exploration begins. In the small, intentional, everyday details that weave the fabric of her vibrant life. In much of Western culture, we often frame aging as a battle, a countdown clock. We're desperately trying to rewind or at least pause. We're bombarded with messages about fighting wrinkles, covering gray hair, and staying young at all costs. But in Japan, there's a different cultural perspective, one that often views aging not as something to fear, but as a natural stage of life imbued with potential wisdom and grace, something to be honored. Ko embodies a Japanese philosophy that has shaped her youthfulness far more profoundly than any anti-aging product could. It's called ikigai. It's a concept that doesn't have a perfect one-word translation in English, but it essentially means a reason for being or a reason to wake up in the morning. Finding your ikigai is considered crucial for a long, fulfilling life. Ko's ikigai isn't tied to fame, fortune, or grand achievements. Instead, it blossoms in simplicity, beauty, and contribution. She finds joy and purpose in painting traditional ink landscapes, a practice requiring focus and presence. She nurtures connections by writing those thoughtful letters to her grandchildren. And once a week, she volunteers at the local temple, engaging in the humble yet meaningful acts of sweeping the stone paths and arranging flowers. These aren't chores to her. They are sacred acts infusing her days with purpose and meaning. What activities, however small, give your days meaning? What makes you eager to greet the morning? Another vital element of her well-being is her lifelong social circle, known in some Japanese traditions, particularly Okinawa, as a moai. This is more than just casual friendship. It's a committed group of close friends who pledge to support each other emotionally, socially, and even financially throughout their lives. Ko's moai has been together for over 40 years. Imagine the depth of connection, the shared history, the unwavering support system. They share meals, stories, worries, and joys. They walk together, reinforcing their bonds through shared activity. In Japanese culture, this kind of deep, reliable friendship isn't just a nice bonus. It's recognized as essential infrastructure for health and longevity. And modern science wholeheartedly agrees. Study after study confirms that strong social connections significantly reduce the risk of dementia, heart disease, depression, and even premature mortality, particularly in older adults. Ko's warm smile isn't just genetics. It's genuinely nourished by relationships that have weathered the storms of life alongside her. Who are the people in your life who form your supportive circle? How can you nurture those vital connections? Ritual is another cornerstone of Ko's daily existence. Simple acts performed with intention, lighting incense to honor ancestors or mark the start of a quiet period, cleaning her home mindfully, preparing tea not just as a beverage, but as a ceremony using both hands, focusing on the warmth, the aroma, the process. These small rituals might seem insignificant from the outside, but their power lies in their ability to center her, to slow the frantic pace of modern life, and to anchor her firmly in the present moment. They are whispers reminding her, This moment matters. When asked why she never seems hurried, she offered that profound insight. If I rush, I miss the beauty, and when you miss beauty, you grow old faster. Tayad. This philosophy, living slowly, connectedly, and finding meaning in the ordinary, is the vibrant heart of her lifestyle. Ko is living proof that youthfulness isn't merely a number on a calendar. It's an active practice, a way of being in the world. Now let's peek into Ko's kitchen, because if you want to understand the foundations of her physical vitality, her approach to food is essential. For Ko, food is medicine, nourishment, and an act of gratitude. It's never something to be mindlessly consumed while distracted or rushed. It's a practice of balance and respect for her body and for nature. While her diet is rooted in Japanese tradition, its wisdom feels incredibly current, aligning perfectly with what modern science is discovering about anti-aging gut health and managing inflammation. Ko starts her day with what she calls a grounding meal. It typically includes a small bowl of steamed rice, importantly, never plain white rice, but always a blend of brown rice barley, and perhaps some black rice for added nutrients and fiber. She finds this blend keeps her digestion calm and honest. Alongside the rice, she'll have a light miso soup, often containing seaweed, wakame, and tofu, providing minerals and plant-based protein. There might be a small piece of grilled fish, typically oily fish like sardines or mackerel, which are powerhouses of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, crucial for brain and heart health. And always there are seasonal vegetables lightly steamed to preserve their nutrients and vibrant color, perhaps topped with a sprinkle of sesame seeds or a delicate touch of soy sauce. Notice what's generally absent. Very little sugar, almost no dairy, and a distinct lack of processed snacks, refined breads, or heavy fried foods. Instead, her meals revolve around key principles: freshness, seasonality, eating what nature provides now, mindful portion control, the inclusion of fermented foods, and an attitude of gratitude. Fermented foods are a cornerstone. From the miso in her soup to natto, fermented soybeans, an acquired taste for some, but incredibly healthy, and various pickled vegetables. Tsukemo Ko incorporates something fermented into almost every meal. Why? Because these foods are rich in probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome. As Ko intuitively puts it, a calm stomach means a calm mind and a young face. And science absolutely backs this up. A balanced gut is increasingly linked to everything from radiant skin and better mood regulation to stronger immunity and cognitive clarity. All crucial aspects of healthy aging. And another fascinating habit you won't see at Ko's table is overeating. She naturally follows a cultural practice known as hara-hachi, Bu famously practiced in Okinawa home to some of the world's longest living people. It simply means eat until you are 80% full. This isn't about deprivation. It's about tuning into your body's signals of satiety and stopping just before feeling stuffed. This simple practice reduces calorie overload, eases the digestive process, helps maintain a healthy weight, and may even trigger cellular repair processes linked to longevity. What's truly liberating is that Ko never diets in the way we often think of it. She doesn't count calories, obsess over macronutrient ratios, or jump on the latest fad diet bandwagon, keto, paleo, etc. She simply listens to the innate wisdom of her body, honoring hunger cues and respecting the signal to stop. She trusts the wisdom in hunger and the equal wisdom in restraint. She doesn't snack mindlessly between meals, but she certainly enjoys treats. Just very differently. Instead of reaching for a candy bar or a sugary soda, she might savor a small piece of wagashi, a traditional Japanese sweet often made with rice flour, sweet bean paste, and natural ingredients accompanied by a thoughtfully prepared cup of matcha or sencha green tea. These teas are brimming with antioxidants, particularly EGCG epiglycocatechin, gallate, a compound extensively studied for its ability to fight inflammation, support brain health, protect heart health, and even help prevent skin aging from sun damage. And again, the way she consumes her tea matters. Slowly, intentionally, never rushed, never on the go. Co-embodies the principle of eating locally and seasonally. She frequents the morning market, choosing produce grown close to home, tasting the peak flavor and nutritional value that comes with eating in harmony with the seasons. Her diet is naturally high in fiber, rich in diverse phytonutrients, and inherently low in inflammation-promoting ingredients. She avoids processed vegetable oils, packaged foods with long ingredient lists, and deep-fried items. Yet, she never starves herself or skips meals erratically. Her body is consistently nourished, not punished. Perhaps the most touching element is her practice of gratitude. Before every meal, Ko pauses, puts her hands together, and says, "Itadakimasu." This beautiful phrase is often translated as "I humbly receive." It's more than just saying grace. It's a moment of mindfulness, acknowledging the life-given plant or animal, the hands that grew or prepared the food, and the blessing of having enough to eat. It transforms eating from a mere biological necessity into a spiritual practice, fostering appreciation rather than guilt or entitlement. In our Western quest for youth, we often chase expensive superfood powders and complex supplements. Ko's life gently reminds us that true sustainable vitality is often grown in the garden, prepared simply on the stove and savored peacefully at the table.